Hello and welcome to yet another video by NewYorkSteelo, and today we're going to do a quick update on my 30-gallon do-it-yourself nano system. You know, I like to refer to it as do-it-yourself for the simple fact that unlike you going out there and buying a system that has everything included in it, you know, the majority of nano systems nowadays, they come with the lighting, they come with the filtration sump area in the back of it. I wanted to build this system to my specifications, you know, with the hang on the back refugium, the skimmer that I wanted, you know, the heater and stuff like that. So basically this is what I have created, and it is a wonderful piece of nature sitting in my own room. I mean, I come home and I'm fascinated by the life within the rock and the corals and how well everything is doing. Now, you know, some good news and some bad news, you know, and we're gonna start out with the bad news. And the bad news is, as you guys already know, for those of you who have been following my videos, the Elegance Coral has not been doing too well. I mean, it's recovered some, but I don't know if you can see that on the brown outer part of the tissue. You can see that white stuff that's attached to it. Looks kind of stringy and stuff. And as a matter of fact, that is some kind of a fungus, which these corals suffer from that. And you know, no other coral in my system actually has that. You know, and I have been giving it some freshwater dips with iodine, as I stated in previous videos, and I made a video about that. I might release it sometime in the future if I actually get to recover the coral. If I don't get to recover the coral, you know, I'm just gonna discard the video. But hopefully it recovers. It has been doing better. It was a lot worse than this. It was not opening up, and when it did open up, you know, it was inflated like a balloon. And you know, the tentacles are really short and stubby. You know, do some research online if you decide to get this coral, because what's happening with this coral is actually very common in this hobby. Now, we're gonna move on to the good news, and the good news is that I've gotten some new additions and some beautiful SPSs. But we're gonna quickly flip through all of the corals. I wanted to show you guys. You know, I believe the system is really starting to look like the reef that I had envisioned in my head. You know, and I think I'm going to add maybe 2 or 3 more pieces of coral. Probably a blue bushy acropora. You know, I want to add sort of like a splash of blue, and along with the blue bushy acropora, I maybe want to get a blue clam and stuff like that. You know, so you know, I'm probably going to make one more purchase online at Lab Aquaria before I call it my reef. You know, and then we're gonna move on to the 90-gallon system, in which I have to stock that tank wall-to-wall corals. But we're gonna quickly flip through the animals here, and of course here is my rose bubble tip anemone. Now, it's interesting that this animal actually bubbles up whenever it feels like. I find that when I feed it, and if you could, you know, it tends to bubble up more, you know. So there are lots of different you know, there are lots of different theories found online when bubble tip, you know, what actually makes a bubble tip anemone bubble up. You know, some bubble tip anemones have really long stringy arms, tentacles, and some don't bubble up at all, and some are always bubbled up. But I find that this particular animal here, you know, once I feed it, it really bubbles up. And I haven't fed it in like 2 days, but as you can see, it has grown quite some from when I got it 2 weeks ago. And since I got it for the first time, I've been feeding it on a daily basis, and it looks to be doing really well. And one other thing that I'm really enjoying about it is that you know, I put it in that same spot and it has not moved, and that is awesome. You know, after a while, you know, dealing with such animals and stuff like that, you tend to know pretty much what anemones are gonna like and what position they're gonna like, and I knew right off the back that I wanted to keep the anemone away from the corals, and so he stayed exactly where he is, slightly moved around a little bit, but definitely doing beautifully. Nike and Peace here are doing awesome. As you can see, he's got the peace sign on the other side. They paired up, actually. You know, they haven't shown signs of, you know, trying to spawn some eggs and stuff like that, but I'm hoping for that. And behind here is the pom-pom zinnias, which are growing like wildfire. I mean, they actually get bigger than this. It's the morning hours and the lights just came on. I've since moved the feather duster to this area here, and the reason for that is because I've got a nice red ball sponge I got from Live Aquarium. Got a really good deal on it. I mean, 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. And I've since located it here under the rock so as to not get so much lighting. And the hammer coral is opened up extremely. I mean, it's really doing nice. And above it you will see the yellow scroll coral doing awesome, and next to it is a new addition. Now this is a red bushy acropora, but man, did this animal go through hell when shipping. You can see it lost a lot of its color, and I can tell you that when Live Aquaria shipped it, you know, the coral expelled its zooxanthellae, you know, the algae that gives it the pigmentation and provides sugar and food for the coral. It just expelled it. I mean, this coral was completely white. And I got this coral from the Diver's Den, where you can see a picture of the coral that you want to get. And absolutely, it's definitely recovering. You know, it's been here for, you know, under a week or something like that. And tentacles and the polyps are really extended and doing really nice. Behind there is the Christmas tree rock. I've since moved the Brett's Purple Rim Montipora capricornus over here. They're doing awesome as well. Back here is a green Styliophora. You know, definitely has some beautiful polyp extensions, and it's a really vibrant fluorescent type green with a brown skeletal body. Below it here is the gold torch coral. I've since moved it over to this area, and it's doing really nice. It loves the water flow. I feed it like I do with my other SPSs, probably once every 2 to 3 days. I give it either some mysis shrimp, you know, they capture it in their tentacles and immediately consume it. Here is the candy cane, really opened up, doing beautifully. The red mushrooms under here, and besides the red mushroom is a orange mushroom, which you can't really tell the difference because of the blues, which sort of washes out the color, but it's definitely an orange fluorescent type color. As you can see here, the Elegance Coral, it's actually opened up more since I started the video, and you can kind of see that white stuff on it, you know. And here is a bubble coral. It's a pink bubble coral, and let me tell you, man, Live Aquaria is awesome because, I mean, I paid, what was it, $69.99 for this coral, and this coral actually has like 5 heads, and it's not fully opened yet. It's been in the system, you know, a few days and stuff like that, and usually bubble coral take a while to kind of get adjusted to the system before they fully blow up and open up. So it does have some damage from shipping, you know, on some of the skeletal structure where the tissue is kind of ripped, but with frequent feedings and stuff like that, which I'll probably be feeding it on a daily basis, I'll definitely see this coral recover. And on future updates, you will see that it will open up entirely. Now, the cocoa worm is doing beautifully as well. I placed it over on this side, and Here, I've sort of, in this little area down here, I've created sort of like a mushroom type garden. You know, it's got the red, the orange, and some green Recordia here. And here is the orange, purple, and blue Recordia, and some blue mushrooms and some greens, as well as the acans next to them. Now, you know, I'm happy with the colors and everything that's coming out. However, I do want to try to get some other different types of mushrooms and maybe place them over on the other side here. Now, above that is the blastomosa. You know, and most of these corals are staying where they are. You know, I've since used some glue and attached the corals, and I will be making a video on how to attach the corals. I actually did a slight video which I might be releasing in the near future, just to show you guys how easy it is to attach the corals underwater with some reef glue. Now here is another SPS. It's actually purple tip. It really has a lot of blue in it. It probably doesn't show that in the video, but there's lots of blue in it and lots of growth. And let me tell you, the prices are ridiculous, because out of this SPS frag alone, I could definitely make like 6 or 7 frags, and I only got this coral for like $69.99. So Lab Aquaria, big shout out to you guys. You guys are really awesome with the prices and free shipping above $225. Now, quickly here, the Montipora Capricornuses are doing really well. The orange ones, lots of growth. And below that is the zoanthids, doing well. And next to it is this monster here, which is growing extremely rapidly. I mean, he is huge from when I first put him in the system. For those of you who first watched this video first, be sure to go back to day number 1, which was nearly 5 months ago when I first started this system, and watch it come to be what it is today. Here's a branching hammer. You know, not much of a color when it comes to the hammer, but that's how it came. And what's interesting here is the clam, and the clam has shown lots of growth. If you look at its skeletal, the clam, the structure on the very top, right beneath its tissue, you can see that there is a white line that sort of covers the top area of the shell, and that's new growth since I've got it. You can see that there's no algae on this white line and stuff like that. So extremely important to keep up to date with your calcium and alkalinity so that these corals can actually grow and absorb these elements. And I'm extremely overall very happy with how the outcome of the system has happened. I'm expecting Nike and Peace here to start making some babies pretty soon, so let's see what happens if they pair up. And stay tuned for future updates. I've got some really interesting videos coming up. I'm gonna do a full explanation and review on UV sterilizers. I'm gonna do a full explanation and review on aquarium controllers such as the Reef Keeper Lite. I'm gonna do many video updates on the 90-gallon system, as well as do a video on chillers. We're gonna talk about that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for future videos. This is NewYorkSteelo signing out. Peace.